Long hatred, wrong conclusion. Jews have every reason to be bitter and cynical about the phenomena of anti-Semitism. We have had a history of wave after wave of unjustified persecution and hatred. If you look at Jewish history, it includes phenomena like the blood libels. One of the first blood libels is Hugh of Lincoln, in a town called Lincoln in England, in which an 8-year-old boy is found murdered. As a consequence, 18 of the local Jews are executed, over 70 are imprisoned, and little Hugh now becomes Saint Hugh of Lincoln, revered as a saint by the local Christians. Jews have watched other events in history. They have watched inquisitions come and torture and execute Jews. They have watched pogroms come and ransack towns and destroy them. They have watched as crusaders have come by and murdered Jews for no reason. They have watched a Holocaust unfold, in which genocide, in which 6 million Jews, including 1.5 million children, are murdered. And even today, we sit and we watch as Hamas launches Qassam missiles, which destroy nurseries and kill women and children. We Jews have every reason to be bitter about this history of anti-Semitism. We have watched the longest hatred in history unfold. But with this particular history comes theories. Why is it that there is so much hatred? Why are there so many non-Jews willing to act in such a despicable fashion? And there is theory after theory. You have people like Sombart and Freud and Sartre all coming out with academic theories. And then you have some bitter and cynical Jews that come with a theory from the gut. And these bitter and cynical Jews look at this long hatred, but unfortunately draw the wrong conclusion. They say it's just an iron rule of history. Non-Jews will hate Jews. They even cite a Rashi in Parshat Vayishlach, where a comment of Rashi about the undying hatred for the brother Esau for his brother Jacob, where Esau hates Yaakov. And this regular undying hatred is seen by these particular thinkers as saying, you know what? Non-Jews will always hate Jews. But a fascinating comment by Ibn Ezra on Parshat Yitro offers a corrective to this wrong conclusion. Ibn Ezra notes that the story of Yitro, who is Jethro, the non-Jewish father-in-law of Moshe or Moses, that Jethro is a philo-Semite, and he is someone that loves Jews. And the story of Yitro immediately follows the story of Amalek. Amalek is a tribe that attacks the Jews in the desert. Amalek is a tribe that, in a sinister and cynical way, takes advantage of the vulnerability of the Jewish refugees and tries to attack them and kill them. Amalek is very often considered to be the paradigm of hatred, and in particular of anti-Semitism, while Yitro, Jethro, can be considered to be the paradigm of philo-Semitism, where he comes and shows enormous love for his son-in-law and for his son-in-law's nation and offers them help. And Ibn Ezra says the reason why this paradigm of anti-Semitism is placed side by side with the paradigm of philo-Semitism, the reason why Amalek is immediately followed by the story of Yitro, is because the Torah is teaching us a lesson. We should never become cynical about the world. We should never be so bitter that we assume that every Jew is an anti-Semite. It simply isn't so. And this is the lesson of the Parsha. It's a lesson that I've learned in my own personal experience. I can think just a few weeks ago, sitting at a Shiva house and listening to the man observing Shiva talk about the death of his father and how his father was murdered in the aftermath of the war by Poles. And then coming in to a conversion meeting, sitting down with a candidate for conversion, a young woman from Poland who was very interested in becoming a Jew. And when I saw this, I was reminded of Ibn Ezra's point. There are Poles and there are Poles. Not everybody who is Polish hates Jews. There are non-Jews who are anti-Semites. There are non-Jews that are philo-Semites. And what we as Jews have to do is, even after this terrible history, even after a history that should only lead us to bitterness and cynicism, we have to pull back and we have to come to the world with open hearts and welcome those who are willing to love us and open our doors to those who are willing to become our friends. We have had a long history of hatred, but it is even more important for us to learn Ibn Ezra's lesson that despite this long history of hatred, we should not draw the wrong conclusions.